Bonjour and welcome to Lyon. We are here in the gastronomic capital of France and all of Europe. It has the highest number of Michelin Star Restaurants in the city. There are 83 here, and I'm even going to go to my very first ever Michelin Star restaurant, so I cannot wait to bring you guys along for that experience. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So I've come to this really nice little restaurant here in the old town of Lyon. It is a Bouchon. So I've come to this nice little restaurant here in the old town of Lyon, which is the gastronomic capital of France and actually of Europe. So I'm in the old town today. The restaurant I've come to is called Comptoir, and it is a Bouchon Lyonaisse style restaurant, which means that it features food specific to this region. And I ordered a set menu. It's quite cheap. They're usually about 19 to 20 euros. This one here was 19 euros, and it's a 3-course meal with several options of each. I got a salad lyonnaise, which looks kind of like a sauceless Caesar salad. I also got the saucisson, the chard bourgeois, which is a sausage in like a red wine sauce, and then I got a apple tart for dessert. So I'm very excited to check it out, and I'll see you guys when the entree arrives. And this is my first bite, so let's see how it goes. That is phenomenal. It's light, it's fresh. Surprisingly, the egg works really well. It actually like kind of coats everything. I haven't found any vinegar yet, so maybe I was just getting the smell. Maybe the bacon has been cooked in a bit of vinegar, but there's actually no dressing on this at all. It's just the lettuce, and the poached egg is what coats everything, and that's the dressing. So I'm going to really enjoy this, and I will catch up with you guys when my main arrives. So my senses are not deceiving me. I did manage to find the vinegar smell that I was smelling. It's actually on the bottom of the plate, so there's just been vinegar poured into the bottom of the plate, and then everything else has been laid on top. So I've gotten a bit of vinegar, so now I mix everything through, and it is delicious. It works perfectly. The vinegar gives it that kick it needs, so it's not just dry lettuce with eggs. So it's perfect, and I'll catch up with you guys when my saucisson arrives. Guys, this smells incredible. It is potatoes, carrots, beans, and the saucisson, which is a sausage in a red wine jus, which is what a bourgeois chard is, I believe. And it smells like there's onions in it too, so I cannot wait to dig in. We'll just start with a little carrot first. Oh, wow, that has so much flavor. It's cooked perfectly, and it is definitely seasoned in something. I think there's onion there, maybe some garlic as well, but give these little beans a go now. Wow. I don't think I've ever had beans taste as good as this without having anything on it. Like, I love like a pepper crusted bean, but just beans on its own, they're phenomenal. So my favorite of the vegetables, we'll save the best to last. Here is a potato, and I put it in the sauce to see what it tastes like. Wow, they're little chap potatoes, but they are roasted to perfection, and that sauce is a red wine sauce. So Beaujolais is a wine region just outside of Lyon here, and it is one of the most famous wine regions in France. So most of the wine never gets exported around the world because it is in such high demand within France itself. That's how well known this region is. I've just spent the last couple of days up in that region on a Kentucky tour, and it was phenomenal. Great wine, great food. And so let me try just the sauce on its own. Yeah, it has a really massive red wine hit to it, and it is really good. So let me pop this down and grab a knife so I can cut up some of the saucisson, and we'll give that a go in a second. Right, so I've got my saucisson here, so we'll give this a go. There's a few different ways that they do the saucisson here. One of the most popular ways is in this red wine sauce. Another one is actually in a brioche, so it's just cooked plain, wrapped in brioche, and it's often an entree on the menu here. So here it is here, and let's give it a taste. That is so good. It's not a very fatty sausage, it's definitely more of a lean sausage texture, and it's pork, so you've got very strong pork flavors, and paired with that red wine and jus, it is absolutely divine. So I'm going to tuck in and enjoy this for my lunch, and I'll see you guys when dessert comes. I've just received my apple tart, and I'm very excited to try it. It also has the Praline Lyonnaise, or the Lyon style pralines, which is a dessert here in Lyon. It is an almond that is coated in sugar. That's like a more traditional praline that most people have heard of, but in Lyon it's a red coating, and it's actually beetroot sugar. So they roast down the beetroots and they like extract the sugars from it, and that gives it the red coating. So it definitely doesn't taste like beetroot. I despise beetroot, and I did try some the other day, so I definitely know it doesn't taste like beetroot, so don't be put off by them. They just taste delicious. So let's give this tart a little bit of go. Oh, it's very soft. The pralines just, they're all kind of just sprinkled all over the top, but the tart itself, so if you look here, look at this here. I apologize for the color of my face. There is a heat wave here in Lyon, and it is almost 40 degrees, and I'm in an unair-conditioned restaurant, so you get quite warm, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and you gotta keep exploring. So let's give this a crack. Wow. I mean, who doesn't love a beautifully cooked apple tart? And then those nutty pralines just give it that extra crunch that it needs. That is insane. I was already so full. I've had to sit here for like 15 minutes before even starting on this, because I was so full after the first two courses, because they are big portions here in Lyon. They're not like the rest of France where you get these tiny little portions. It is huge. So I'm going to tuck into this, and I will see you guys at the next location. And also a fun fact here about France is that it's actually the second largest producer of sugar in the world, and it's the largest producer of sugar in Europe, which is, I mean, explains a lot why pastry here is such a big thing. Same with confectionery sweets, and that's why they're so good at it, because they have an abundance of sugars here in the country. So I'm not actually sure which particular region it is grown in, but I do know that it is the largest producer in the world. I've come to this famous little bakery here in Lyon in the old city, and it's called Pralus. I know that I'm butchering the pronunciation, so I really apologize for that, but what they specialize in is brioche, and specifically the brioche that is stuffed with the praline, the Lyon praline, and I've got some here to try, and it's still warm, so it's thick, it's buttery. I've just grabbed a little bit of it. It's actually like a whole big brioche. You could get a small size and a large size. The small size was 650 euros, and it is huge. Like you definitely don't need to get the big one unless you've got like a little family to share, but let's give this a go. I think it's going to be quite sweet. Wow. That's unreal. It's like light. It's not as sweet as I thought it was going to be, which is I like, but it's definitely like got a really, really nice sweetness to it. It's really light. It's really fluffy. The brioche itself has a fantastic flavor, and the pralines just give it that nice crunch that sometimes is missing from bread. So it is delicious. It's definitely a dessert or a mid-morning or an afternoon tea snack. So if you're in Lyon, definitely come and check it out. So I'm super excited right now. I'm on my way to my first ever Michelin Star restaurant here in Lyon, and it's called Daniel and Denise, and it is famous for its regional cuisine. So I cannot wait to try it, and I'll see you guys shortly. This is insane. There is 17 pages of a wine menu. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life, but I'm so excited to have a glass of red with my meal today, that's for sure. I'll have to ask them for a recommendation because 17 pages, I literally don't know where to start, but I'm sure they'll give me a good option. So there was a few different options with the wines. There were only 4 different types that were here from France, and then there was one from another country, but my waiter doesn't speak very good English, so I couldn't quite understand what the country it was. But obviously while I'm in France, I want a French wine. So I got this one here to try. It's got a very strong smell to it, but I reckon it's gonna be good. Wow, that is very smooth. It's definitely very full-bodied. But it is delicious. It is, I don't even know how to describe it. I've never tasted anything quite like it. Some of the wines here smell really bold, and then they're not that bold when they hit. It's a little bit acidic, which I quite like. There's a little bit of tannin, but it's not over the top with the tannin flavor. And it's quite fruity, but like a really dark, rich fruit. Maybe even like a bit of like chocolate in there. Very like woody tasting, but not oaky. So I'm not sure what the other wood is that might be in here, but it is delicious, and I think it's going to go perfectly with my steak. So everything's here is in French, so I'm not entirely sure whether I've ordered like whether there's a set menu or whether I will order a la carte yet, but they've just come out with some cheese, and it's a white cheese, soft, that is very specific to this region here, and it's drizzled with olive oil. I haven't tried it yet, but here we go. So I just put some on this little piece of bread that it's come with. Wow. That's amazing. It's like a very like citrusy and punchy like cream cheese. That is delicious. So can't wait to see what comes next. So it turns out it is a la carte. So I wanted to order the chicken breast with morel sauce because I've never had morels before, which is a type of mushroom, but they don't do that at lunchtime. So I ended up getting the sirloin steak that is flambéed in cognac. So it should be good. Can't wait to see. The language barrier is a bit hard, so I ordered a medium rare steak, but I don't know what I'm going to get. So, and I've got a glass of red wine coming. So I've ordered the steak and it has arrived, but it also came with, I think they're like potato like fritters, like little like square potato bits, deep fried, and also some sort of pasta in like a creamy sauce that's been baked. I've been told it's very hot, so don't touch it, but I can't wait to get into this. There's huge black peppercorns on the steak, so obviously we've got to try that first. And I'm going to say, oh, it looks like it might be cooked medium or medium rare. Wow. That's amazing. It is so tender, so juicy, and it's been cut so finely. It's definitely a medium rare, which is exactly what I asked for, so that's very good. And it's in like this like creamy, maybe a little bit like mushroomy, but they've taken out the mushroom sauce, but that's like the flavor of the sauce, which is divine. Wow. This is so good. So I'll quickly have a taste of the pasta here. So got some pasta here. It's hot. It's like actively steaming. Oh. That's really good. It's like pasta in a bechamel sauce. And I'll try one of these like little crunchy potato fritters, which look so good. The crust is almost like a wedge crust, like when you get wedges, but it's on these really, really thin, crispy potatoes. But somehow it's still soft in the middle despite being so thin. I have no idea how they've done that, but this is insane. If you come to Lyon, definitely come to Daniel and Denise. It is the best place. I mean, it's my first Michelin Star Restaurant, so what do you expect? But they are worth every Michelin star. It's amazing. Wow, that was delicious. I think that was probably the best steak I've actually ever had in my life. Definitely the best steak I've ever ordered at a restaurant, hands down. It was just so good. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Food here in Lyon. I hope you had a good time. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.